Yeah, I thought it's going to be a nice idea if I maybe give you a little run through the studio. So where I primarily spend a lot of my time at the moment. So I just finished some recordings for one song. So let's maybe have a short break and get you through it. So, well, as you see, one of the main spaces here is of course this desk. So there's like, recording software in there. And primarily when we turn a little bit, I hope that works sort of like. So like everything here in the studio goes into the Scarlett or Focusrite Scarlett, I think 18i20 or something-ish. So meaning that, everything in here like guitars, all the synths and, vocal booth and whatsoever is constantly like hooked up here and can all the time being played. So my main guitars are also here right at the desk. So these ones I'm usually using for recording and tracking the guitars. Yeah. Apart from that, so like, I talked, I think last video a little bit about the guitars and the sound, how that comes together. So within the background, like the synth sound that is like reaching up the sound primarily. So, but the general sound of the guitars is going through a analog chain. So kind of like analog chain, because actually I tested around, and what I came up with instead of like using like amps or something is a sound which is more fitting to the industrial style kind of metal. I think I need to turn this down a little bit. Wait a second. That's got make it easier. Yeah, so the guitar sound in the end goes into, first of all, it's like a Lehel switch, which primarily, so I have one source, one of the guitars hooked up to that switch, and then it goes into actually the PL20 and in parallel into the Engel E530. So meaning that I have two sounds that I'm playing in parallel, and these sounds then go into a analog chorus like the BD320, enriching the sound, so it's just on level 1. So also bringing sometimes kind of like a flange effect, but it's doing really like this metallized sound that you want to have, or that I want to have. So pretty aggressive metallized sound primarily. Then, and I don't know the exact order anymore, so sorry for that. So then it goes over here into a compressor and a parametric equalizer. So that's all like then fine-tuned and stuff, and primarily gives a pretty nice sound then in the end. I think that's everything what is here. So of course I also have like, this kind of nice gimmick. So, but this is more like, usually like, since drums are then being produced in Vienna, so when I lay down like the template or like the drums in an easy way or something, so that you can listen to it and have fun with it. So, and sometimes it's like that programming is quite hard if you have a certain like, tom effects or something like middle parts, whatsoever you think about. And then I'm just using this to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, then here is the synth area. Of course, the heart is the Moog Subsequent 25. Beautiful analog synth. And primarily I have then a Arturia master keyboard. I think it's just the Keylab Essentials or something, the 49-ish. And then I'm using the BeatStep Pro. BeatStep Pro has 3 channels, so these both I can either control the Moog with it, or I can also use them for here software instruments, like, for example, if I have like some orchestral instruments or something, so I'm feeding them in there, and then I can play the violins or brasses or whatever. Additionally, they are all connected with a MIDI switch that is also controllable from the computer, so I can do the setup there and also change the setup. Whether in which way I want to like play these. So the BeatStep I'm usually using for fun, of course, doing some funny jam sessions. but also then for sequencing, like, you know, handmade sequencing and arpeggios or something that I want to have a little bit more tweaked. And then it usually goes into the Moog, and the Arturia also so is used primarily usually with the Moog or with software instruments, but for the Moog just that I have like a larger keyboard to control that. Yeah, so then if we go over here, so this is like the guitar space. However, usually I'm like playing over there directly at the recording desk, makes it a little easier. All the guitars, and then there's like an electric piano if I need a little bit like tweaking. Yeah, what I forgot, of course, you know, here, over there, there's like monitor speakers, and I also have like these general PC speakers. So, you know, I have on one hand like, you know, nice reference sound, and then also I can always listen to the stuff on normal PC speakers, as many people probably also listen to it. Then when we go over here, there's also like, not sure if you can really see that, so there's a PA here. However, the top boxes are usually like turned very, very low. I almost don't use them, but there's also like down here a subwoofer, and the subwoofer is via the Scarlett and the monitor outs primarily controllable, or like the volume knobs on the Scarlett control both the reference speakers as well as the subwoofer. So for, you know, like mixing and listening to the music, then I have like a little bit more bass punch in there. Yeah, the next thing here is, as you see, the vocal booth. It's a vocal booth for recording vocals. And there's of course a microphone in there, and then some stands, and then there's also a stand for the iPad, because actually the problem is when I'm recording vocals, how shall I control Logic over there? So that's why Logic Remote is on that. So I can go into the booth, you know, hit play, sing around, hit record, and track it. Yeah, then the other part is of course the little bit like, you know, when after some recording you want to also have, you know, another listening session. So this is like for hanging out here, kind of nice, enjoyable. So that's like the relaxing part of the whole thing. And then of course, you know, everything needs to be sort of like, you know, organized. So this is like the whiteboard, where usually there are some notes on there what I need to do next. So, or at the moment they're like, you know, song lyrics hanging here, which songs are on the go, what is done, and all these sort of things. So this is like the, you know, whiteboard. Behind the whiteboard, by the way, there's like a mess. So yeah, so that was the run through the studio. Hope you enjoyed it, and happy to share some more insights and updates during the next couple of weeks and month. And yeah, thanks for watching.